evening, everyone. Tonight I wanted to pop on to talk to you about why you should not be afraid of eating fat. As some of you may remember, in the 80s and 90s there was a huge low-fat craze. We were being told that it was fat that was the cause of cardiovascular disease and weight gain, and there was a huge marketing effort to make foods no fat or low fat. So what happened over that time? If we look at the incidence of heart disease and diabetes and weight gain, it actually went up. So the opposite of what we were being told that low fat should help with. So why would that be? Well, a big factor is that fat is what makes our food taste good. So if the fat is removed, then we need to add in flavor, and the easiest way to do that, the least expensive way to do that, is to do it with sweeteners. So sweeteners, we now know, like sugar or either in a natural or an artificial source, they raise our insulin levels, and higher insulin causes us to increase body fat, not decrease it. The other thing is that fat helps to keep us feeling full. So if we remove the fat from the food, then we're actually going to probably end up consuming more calories, or we're going to be hungry. So obviously consuming more calories also doesn't help people lose weight. So thanks so much for joining me tonight, and thank you also if you're watching this on the replay. My name is Dr. Jennifer Hessler, and I'm a naturopathic doctor and a mom of 3, and I am passionate about helping to educate people about how they can easily incorporate healthy eating, exercise, stress management, and have a better understanding of how to keep their bodies functioning well so that they can feel their best and go on to do all the great things that they want to do. So tonight I'm just going to talk about some fats that we should really try to focus on in our diet. I'm mainly going to be talking about omega-3 fatty acids. So many of you have probably heard about omega-3s, 6s, and 9s. So omega-6s are foods that we can get from animal products. So especially for people who aren't vegetarian, it's pretty easy to get a lot of those in our diet. When I used to do fatty acid testing more frequently in my clinic, consistently I saw that omega-6s were quite a bit more elevated than they optimally should be. And omega-6 fats are pro-inflammatory. So as I've talked about in the past, inflammation is the root of pretty well all chronic disease, and we want to be putting those fires out, not fueling them. Omega-9 fatty acids we are able to manufacture. So 3s and 6s we do have to get from food sources, but 9s our body is able to make. So really supplementing with omega-9 is not necessary for most people, and that's also what I saw in the fatty acid testing. Hi Kath, thanks. Nice to see you tonight. So the omega-3 fatty acids are the ones that most people were lacking in on the fatty acid testing. These are such important fats in our body. They are predominantly made up of EPA and DHA, and those two components make up the outside membrane of every single cell in our body. So because of that, they help with pretty well everything. They are important to reduce inflammation, so they balance out the effects of those omega-6s. They're also good for our skin. So in the winter time, when the air is warmer inside and drier, many people complain of or have a concern of dry skin, and that's because our skin is sloughing off faster, and if we don't have enough of that EPA and DHA to make those new skin cells, we're going to save what we do have for more important functions. So we'll tend to have dry skin. So supplementing with it is one way to help sort of lubricate our bodies from the inside to the outside. It also helps with hormonal balance. I mean, like I said, because that EPA and DHA helps with everything, or is a part of every single cell, it pretty well will benefit most conditions in the body, or most pathways in the body. So I can't comment on dosing and things in a Facebook Live video, but definitely omega-3 fatty acids or fish oil is in my top 3 list of things that I often will have patients take. The other 2 being a probiotic and vitamin D, which I talked about earlier this week. So food sources of omega-3s are things like chia seeds, fish, flax oil. But like I said, when I did do the fatty acid testing more frequently on patients, even with eating these foods, many people still tended to be low in the omega-3s unless they were supplementing with some fish oil. And the reason I don't run the test very often anymore is that consistently, if people were supplementing with a good amount, then their omega-3 level was where it should be. And if they weren't, then their omega-3 level was low. So rather than have people pay to do the test, I figure they might as well just take an omega-3 fatty acid. So I hope that you found that information helpful tonight. If you're interested in getting more information about the importance of basic nutrition, that is something that I do cover several times in my Your Best Life program. Today's post was about understanding what macronutrients are and how to determine whether you're getting enough and what you should be aiming for. So I do have a number of women signed up for the January 23rd program, but there are still some spaces available and I would love to have you join. So if you are interested, I'll post the link in the comments below. And yeah, I would love to have you sign up. So I hope you found this talk helpful tonight, and I hope everyone has a good night, and I will talk to you again soon. Take care.